Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to do a demo video in Logic. I was just going to start doing demos again, and I got a message on my BandLab video about, the audio, and I'm like, yeah, I really didn't do the audio very well on that. So I said, well, that could be redid, and I'm like, well, why don't I do a demo on every software that I've kind of used before? So that's what I'm going to do. Today's going to be Logic, and I have this all kind of wonkily done because OBS or QuickTime on Mac doesn't record the audio. And then I tried getting this thing called Black Hole, and it worked once, and then it didn't work. So I couldn't do the audio that way. So now I have a wire coming out of my Focusrite and then going into my PC, and the PC is recording the audio. So I'm doing Logic on the Mac. Then I'm going to probably do all the other ones on PC. Like I've used Cakewalk a little bit. I'll have to kind of learn it better, but I'll try to do everything else on the PC because if I remember right, you can record desktop audio just fine on the PC. So for now, we're on the Mac and I have a bunch of cables everywhere, and I will revisit BandLab and do the PC version and try to do a demo on that and see how it goes. But for now, here we are on Logic, and when you start off Logic, it asks you choose a track type, and obviously I'm going to go with drummer. When I was going to originally do this demo, I have EZdrummer and I have the alternative pack, which is the Albini one, and I figured I'd save that and the Line 6 Helix native for Reaper, because Reaper doesn't have really any, it has like its own VST plugins for like compression and stuff like that, and other utilities, but it doesn't have anything for drums, or I don't think it has anything for guitar. So I'm going to use Helix, which I was going to use for this, and I'm going to use EZdrummer for Reaper. And I like the Logic heavy drums the best anyway. I just love Steve Albini, and I was like, man, gotta use those. But since this is going to be a Logic demo, I'm only going to use Logic, and this is going to be probably part one, and I'm going to put the drums in, and we'll see how this goes. So here we go. So first you pick drummer. You can pick the style. There's rock, alternative, whatever. I'm more of an alternative guy. So we hit OK. It throws a track up here, though you don't have to use it. Now I want to automatically go to the heavy drummer or heavy drum set. But the cool thing about it is, so you can select regions of how the drums are going to play. So here's what you can do is here's basically snare, bass drum, hi-hat. And then if you hit right here, it's doing toms instead of hi-hat. And then see, this turns into toms. You could change the beat of the toms, and you could go back to hi-hat, or you could go to these cymbals here. I kind of wish you could kind of do both, and you could add percussion like this, or hand claps. And then, these kind of change the beat around, and then you got this over here, and this kind of makes it more loud, more soft, simpler, more complex. So I'm going to concentrate on making some beats, and I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so what I did, I first set the tempo of the project, which helps a lot, and I put this little lead in here. The first half, it's probably going to be gone after the guitars and everything are in. So anyway, here we are. I got this, and now I want to add another part, right? Because the drums come in. So what you do is you go here, here. If you do right here and drag it, it'll just do the same thing over and over again. It just loops it. But if you do here, you get a new drum part. So here you can kind of add this. You can add the snare, and then you could kind of go in and see, this is different. See, this plays just the hi-hat, and now this plays this. And that's how you can do vastly different drum parts for different parts, and you can grab this and make it shorter, or now it did a loop because I didn't grab it by the right spot. So let's go back and see there. This grabs it and does the length, and see it keeps going on the length. So I think it was right here. I don't know. Let me Command Z and go back to the future. There we go. That's what it was naturally. And basically what I'm basing these off of right here is this is a song I did with my old band Tangent Theory. It was me and an old dead friend, Louie, and a bass player that used to be in Halcyon 2. And we did a couple shows, and one of them was recorded, and it's on iTunes and Spotify and all that. And it starts off, this first part wasn't part of the song. Like we played that part at the first show too, but it went into a different song. Like I think it was a song called End Transmission. We wanted something that was going to be at the beginning of the show, like a jam. And I was thinking of the Chevelle Point Number 1 album. At the beginning of that, they have a song that's just basically a jam, and then it leads into the first song. So this is what I'm basically trying to record here, is or try to make a demo of, is this right here. And see, this is where I have the hi-hat. I think after the bar or 8th time I do the riff, the drums come in, and then the drums come fully in. And then there's this little part. There's a thing in the Chevelle song where it's like da-na-na-na-na-na-na, and this is where this kind of came from. All the parts I'm going to be trying to replicate. And then here's the main verse riff. So I keep hearing myself back and double because of the crazy way I have this wired together, and I can't really listen to the music without hearing myself going through the other computer. So if I sound a little off or confused, it's bad.
Now you're gone.
I'm just going to play it for the first chorus just to show the whole kind of song.
Had you replaced? You're gone. 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 Now my life is done.
But there you go. Now you know what I'm basically trying to make here. And so now I'm going to move on. I'm going to do the drum build-ups, and then I'm going to go into the verse and the chorus, and then the verse and the chorus, and then there's a little middle part, which is like just a simple little riff, then the chorus. Like, it's a basic song. So here we go. I'm going to keep working on the drums, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I just had my third crash in Reaper where I lost about 20 minutes of audio. So now I'm redoing this last part again. So oopsie doodle. So basically I was explaining everything, and now I got to re-explain it. But what it comes down to is everything is a basis of 3 tracks. It's this, count in track, this, which I want to call like a medium track where the drum beat is just doing normal, and then what I want to call the heavy loud track. And so you have the count in, which let me start it, and then I'm doing the beginning riff, and then the drums come in, and this is what I like to call the middle track. And then after it built it more into the heavy track. This is where we have the guitars change, and then it goes back to the middle track here. And as you can see, like all the parameters are different, but the middle track, instead of being in the middle of the soft loud, it's actually up towards the loud, so it builds up. And then what I did was I have this little, let me zoom in, and this one little hit here is the loud track, and I just brought it down to the first beat. So it's like, let me go back here, oops, wrong button, there we go. And then it's just basically hits, and then the count in but louder, and then into the first verse, which is based off the middle track but louder and a little bit, I think I use cymbals on this too instead of a hi-hat. Then I looped it here because it's the first time I don't sing, the second time I sing. This all makes sense when all the other tracks are in. Then for the chorus, basically this is the loud part of the build-up, but only the first bar of it. And then basically the fills are different. So it's like the last part of the chorus, or the last part of the verse here. So basically the last part of the verse here, and then it goes into the chorus, which in the audio that got lost, I was actually singing along. And now that I'm doing it again, I don't have the gumption. But trust me, when it all comes together, it'll be good. And then back into the verse. And then, whoops, cut and paste. We go back to the chorus again, and then we have the middle part. Now the middle part you haven't heard yet. So let me zoom back in. Right here, let me go one in on the chorus, or the last part of the chorus here. And so here on Apple Music here, this is what we did for the middle. It's literally just me hammering on for a few bars the same little lick. I don't know why I was so creative back then, but yeah, you get it. I think I basically was just playing the chorus riff and then trying to do something over it, and they're like, no, you got to change it up. And so I said, okay, here. Very lazy writing, but here is the middle part, which the next drum part's going to be based on. And it rings out, and then we do a jazz thing, which is like a lead. And this drum beat is basically the middle one with just a little louder. And then it goes into the middle one, but soft, and it's only a few bars. And then it basically what I did was I added a fill here, and I'm not really too proud of this fill, but I'll probably edit it more later. But it's just a demo, so if it doesn't get changed, whatever. But this is my lazy fill. Back into the chorus, and then at the end of the chorus we've got the little lead thing again, but for half of the amount of time, so it goes back to that. original. There's like da 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 da, and we each do it. So, for the second time, if you like this, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. If you want to leave a comment and tell me how I did everything wrong, that's great too. You know, that's how you learn. And I hope you have a good one. No, wait, that's not how I say it. I'll see you next time, and have a good one.